Thanks for being here. Tough night. I want to start by tip my hat to Scott and the Rice Owls. They got after us in the second half, plain and simple. Good game plan, and they physically got after us, plain and simple. Um, Another electric day with ESPN being here, having a chance to be on the flagship station tonight on a great stage. Our guys hurt, for not being able to make it a game in the second half. We certainly did in the first half, and we had opportunities and didn't capitalize, but it's still a ball game. And Niner Nation was outstanding again. Unbelievable student section, and I tip my hat to those fans. I know that our players' hearts hurt for them, but they've been great. They've been with us every step of the way, and it's much appreciated. On the game, again, we just the flow of it. Again, the running game consistently. Defensively did some good things. A lot of glimpses. The drive before the end of the half, we got to look hard at it as a staff. It's happened too many times defensively. Length of the field, the middle. They call it the middle eight. If you're a football junkie, and we've talked about it. We got to look at it. I don't think it's calls. Do we get tight? We gotta fix it. All right. We know we need touchdowns. At halftime, I told them, we were ahead in time of possession. It's 19-11. We ran to double their plays. We were good on third down. We had one penalty. We had no turnovers. There's all positive except for the touchdowns. And then the second half, we just, we got our butts whipped. It falls on my shoulders, and I'm not gonna sit here and say injuries, because I will just tell you, if we got them, and I just told the team that's part of the game, and we're gonna have a next man up mentality. That's all I know to do. Um, that's what we're gonna do. So, with that, I'll open up for questions.
Coach, I think this thing's on. Connor Hale exited the game midway through the second quarter. Can you give an update on his status?
Yeah, I can't right now, I think we're in league play. Uh, we fill out the sheet, right? I don't know what the sheet's called, but 3 hours for kickoff, uh, and that's the information I have now. Now, obviously, it's a lower leg injury. You saw him on the sideline, right? So it's lower leg. I'm sure we'll get an MRI and go from there. It's unfortunate. It's a really good play call by Todd. Blocked it well. Big first down on third down, long momentum, and he runs into equipment table on the sideline, and JQ hit the same thing 2 series before. I didn't say anything, but it was behind the line legally. But that's what he ran into. It was nobody's fault, and he just happened to have an injury off of it. That's what I know about it.
Hey, Coach. You referenced obviously the end of the first half,
Yeah.
and lamented the touchdown that you gave up. But then you drive down the field and don't even get points out of it. It feels almost like in some ways through at least maybe 3 of these 4 games, you're almost waiting for something to spark, and it just hasn't happened yet. And I know you're still trying to put your finger on it, but do you sort of feel that way, that you've come so close, and yet you're instead of a field goal, you have a missed field goal. Instead of a touchdown, there's a turnover like early second half. So do you sort of get the sense that you're waiting for some sort of spark to happen?
Well, I hope we're not waiting on it. We're trying to make that spark happen, and that's how I view it. Um, the missed field goal was not the difference in the game, but um, he was 3 for 4, I think, and you're gonna miss some, but there's other issues more than a missed field goal. I think that's your point. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't finish. I agree with what you're saying, and I don't want our guys waiting. I just want them to execute. I want them to, you know, um, yeah, I want them to execute and do their job and not do more than their job. That's going to give us our best chance. And again, this is going to sound exactly what I said I don't want to do on the excuse part, but we got a lot of guys playing right now that we just do. In my 37 years, I don't know if I've ever experienced it. This many guys. I bet we have over 20 guys, 15 on crutches. And again, the report, this is a conference game and they're out there. You count the number of starters on that thing. But I'm not, it's what it is. And we got a next man up mentality. This break we got here, I don't know how many days it is, 16 or whatever, couldn't come at a better time. And I told them to keep their heads up because we are going to fight. We got a lot, we love Charlotte and they love the Niners and they're going to keep battling. You got my word.
Coach, you brought up the good run by Connor, another one by Rod Gainey in the second half. Those explosions in the run game, what can those do for your offense as a whole?
Again, we were on schedule at halftime, on schedule. I thought we'd get a stop and get some points, and it's going to be down to the wire and who makes the most plays, and that wasn't the case. But those are big. We need to keep trying to find ways to get the ball in the hands of Rod. Now he's dinged up, and but Sean Brown's back. He battled back and got back to playing in this ball game. Had some big catches for us. That excites me because you got EJ and Javen. He's a warrior. Javen's a warrior. He battles now, fights, and that inspires me, our staff, and this team. And we're going to keep on.
Coach, we talk about some of the decisions to kick field goals in the first half. I know that leaving points off the board in the first half is always a no-no, but talk about those decisions, 4th and 2, 4th and 3.
Yeah, they're really there. To be honest with you, Hunter, they were easy. At that time, they were having trouble moving the ball, and I thought it was going to be 18-15, 12 to 15. That's what I thought, and I didn't think that last week, And I don't know what the analytics book said. Greg tells me, but I already knew. And I'm sure he told me because that's his job, and it went right in this here and right out that one. And because this is the game it's going to be, and
Coach Luke mentioned the run game. Obviously, Rod had the big run there, but he was showing some cramping and stuff like that. CJ had the drop pass, the fumble. Is there any update on Henry Rutledge and his status?
I should know this week. I think I have not met with he and his family on there's rehab it and come back, and or have surgery. That's where it's at, and to fix it. So that's what I know. That's just the truth. There are coaches that say I don't discuss injuries. That goes on all the time. I'm not gonna. There's a time and place for that kind of stuff, but Henry's a little bit different, with what he's facing. So I don't mind talking about it.
Coach, third down tonight, you were 8 for 18. Average third down to go distance was over 9 yards. Is that something you guys are looking to evaluate moving forward?
Yeah. I think at halftime it was okay. It ended not okay. And I don't know. I just know the score got out of hand. We're doing more throwing than what we normally want to do. It's versus drop 8. It caused that stat that you just gave me. It's a little skewed. I'd like to, maybe address it. Come here whenever the next presser is, and I'll have seen the film and tell you, we were really poor, or it's skewed because of the second half. I thought at halftime we were in a great spot. We just couldn't get anything going in the second half, and that stat that you gave me, we're not going to win a lot of games if it's like that. I'll tell you that.
Coach, especially on the option plays in the first half, defense kept really disciplined, really contained on the outside. What do you like about where that unit's at right now, and where do you think you guys still have some room to grow?
Again, the most disappointing play was the play action pass down their sideline in the third quarter. Eye discipline, and we had seen the look. We had pressure on, and the pressure we had on, we should have been all over it. And they made a play. It's a good ball. That one's very disappointing. Again, they ran to the ball and hit, and that kid cut it back. I mean, I know at least 2 explosives. It was there's nowhere to go where the play was designed, and he wound back. I mean, still you got to tackle him, but we did such a good job on the front side that reversed. It wasn't a reverse field, but it was a cutback, pretty violent, and we were over pursued. Again, good job by Rice. They had a 12 personnel, 2 tight end, little pin and pull scheme we hadn't seen. But I'll tell you we've had some issues with that earlier in the season, or week 1 I think or 2, and made some adjustments and was able to shut it down in the fourth quarter. But they got after us using it in the third quarter a little bit. So again, glimpses, and we got to get where the glimpses are consistent.
Coach, you talked about going into this bye week much needed. How will you handle this bye week knowing conference play just continues?
Yeah, we're going to be smart. I mean, the plan's set. We've already talked to the team. I talked to the staff multiple times about it, and this outcome of this game is not going to change it. We're going to do our routine. They're going to be in class. They're going to get after their academics. And we'll get back at it. Film review on Monday and practice on Tuesday. We're taking our show on the road to one of the best teams in the league in South Florida, and a hot team, I'd say right now. So we're gonna have to piece some things together on some injuries and see where we're at. But that's what we're gonna do. Thank you.
Sean, offensive struggles early in the game, settling for field goals. Talk about like the success in the red zone and what's kind of holding you guys back on that front.
We just got to start clicking together a little bit more. We just got to put more time and patience into the red zone of practice. We got to come in to practice ready to go, not just, all right, warm up, get your food ready. We just got to come in ready to go and punch it in, because that's been our problem for 3 or 4 weeks. We got to punch it in. Sorry.
First halves, it's been an issue so far in the first 4 games. Is there anything you guys are seeing defensively that maybe is common among those, or is it kind of different teams posing you guys different issues right before the half?
I wouldn't say anything different. I'd just probably say how we execute the second half. Rice came back second half, more ready than we were, and we had to be more locked in and more ready to prepare to finish the game and close it out second half.
Sean, you guys have been dealing with a lot of injuries on offense yourself. Henry Rutledge, Johnny King, now Connor. Talk about that next man up mentality and kind of what you're seeing from some of the guys.
There's a lot of people that are going to have to step up this week or just in the future. It sucks that injuries happen. It's a part of the game, though, and we're going to have to get used to it. That's just a part of ball. You've been here for a while, and injuries happen a lot here, especially with quarterbacks. So luckily, I've been around it enough. I can help the receivers kind of figure out, let's just talk to the quarterbacks, make their lives easier. And just if your number's called, you got to make a play. You got to be ready.
Seth, for you guys, talk about kind of the challenges there, like spread option offense posed to the defense tonight.
I say probably just staying locked in. It's going to be a boring game, but it's boring because it's for a reason. So everyone has to be locked in on their man. Especially me coming from Navy. We was taught, just be disciplined, get tired, never get tired of doing your job. So it's hard to do that sometimes, to be that much disciplined, but we got to do that to win.
For both of you, long stretch off here, you get ready for the next game. How important is it with all these injuries to the team being able to build off of what's happened this season and try and mesh back together in this strong stretch?
Me and Randy have been playing this for a while, so we're in the training room a lot. Not that we're injured a lot, but just getting ready to take care of our bodies and just prepare a little bit. So we got these 10 days until the next game, so we're going to take advantage of that. I'm going to be here early tomorrow. I'm sure Randy is too.
Yep.
We're going to get a bunch of the guys too, just to take care of the bodies. Maybe get the quarterbacks and receivers, throw the ball around a bit just on the turf. Yeah, just next man up.
Yeah, we just gotta lick our wounds. Hold each other closer, and just get ready for take advantage of the bye week.
Sean, last week, this week, there have been some stretches where the offense has really looked good. Whether it's Connor, Grayson came in and had some good stretches. I guess what is maybe the thing missing for the consistency piece of it as an offense? Just making sure that every game you guys are kind of putting together those explosives, run game, pass game, just kind of all together, putting it together.
You can't be a little bit pregnant. You either are or not, and we're not consistent right now. We got to find a way to, including myself, to be more consistent. No penalties, catch the ball, keep the sticks moving, get in the box. We got to figure out a way to do that consistently.
How did it feel for you you've had a catch in a couple games, played 4 snaps last game, but tonight you got a lot of burn. You're most of the season. How did that feel for you?
I love playing ball. I'd rather win, but I'm going to be happy playing ball. I felt good to touch the rock. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.